everybody, welcome. I completely forgot to record last year, and this year I only missed the first couple minutes. Thank you if you're just joining us in the recording. My name's Adam Fedesky. I'm Community Outreach Coordinator, and we're talking about new leader open house. So we're covering Wildlands University right now, and this is, yeah, I know it's being recorded. I did that. So a couple things about Wildlands University. You will see if you've already signed up for the trainings that there is some training fees which are helping us for covering training materials, lunch, and yeah, all of the coordination that goes into making this happen. So if you go onto like our Facebook page or probably our homepage, you might see a picture of all of our Wildlands University trainees last year. There's, I don't know, 40, 45, something like that. It's a big group. But yeah, it was a huge group. We want to make sure also, I will mention this in here. So the fees are set up so that we are giving a discount to anybody who is already engaged with and familiar with WRV. It is a lot easier to jump into like a crew leader role if you've already been on projects. Because you would have an idea of like what your crew leader did and what you enjoyed about that or maybe would do differently. So yeah, when you sign up, it'll send you a link in the confirmation. We'll send a follow-up again with this whole presentation, but also the links to our PayPal. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah, our PayPal page for this. So if you're planning to just do the seed crew leader training only, that is a slightly different fee. That is just a couple hours online and then a 1 day in person. Is that correct? Yeah. So yeah, that'll be in June. There is not a fee for the photographer training, and this is what I wanted to say at the start. There are scholarships available. I don't want cost to be deterring anybody who wants to be engaged in any of these capacities with our organization. And at the same time, like it takes a lot of time for us to put all of this together. And so the training fees definitely help with that. And yeah, we just ask that people, if they're training as a leader, are helping us as a leader this year. These are, oh, sorry, I thought I had it so that I could click each one, but they're all up there. So anyway, these are all the leader roles on the left. So you can see crew leaders, cooks, thank you, Am. Crew leaders, cook team, like I said, is on overnight projects. We do also have a cook. I'll explain that later, but people who can help with preparing food, not on projects. You know, project leaders, tool managers, technical advisors. But then beyond that, we also have skilled volunteer roles. The difference being that a leader role, you're specifically a point person for a group of volunteers. On a project, the skilled roles involve some sort of additional training, but you're not necessarily like supervising or providing guidance to volunteers.
Chainsaw or crosscut, like a cutting on a tree?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Yeah, so yeah, we have Sawyer's, yeah, I'll get into that in a little bit, but chainsaw and crosscut Sawyer trainings. So even if you haven't used them, we provide the trainings for those as well. And then another skilled role is outreach ambassador, which are people that usually get to hang out with this guy because they go to a lot of outreach events. All right. And yeah, crosscut is they're like 6 foot long, 2-person saws that you would actually be in the back country sawing logs where we can't bring a chainsaw. They're super cool, and that training will fill up, no doubt. But there is usually some pre-work for those too. Okay, I need to just minimize this thing so I can see. Right. So first, I wanted to get into crew leaders. Who are they? What do they do? Just out of curiosity, who here has not been on a WRV project yet? All right. Cool. So we got a few of you. Um, I think that most often you may not remember the staff person who leads your project, but you will likely remember your crew leader. They are the person who helps with a lot of on the ground, like explaining what we're doing, why we're doing it, and how to use the tools or how to plant the things that we're doing. So yeah, they're leading a small group of volunteers during the project, and they're focused on making sure everyone's having a good time and being safe. And then when we do that, we're able to get work done as well. Crew leader is also like a Jeffrey, what do we call it? A vibes manager? Was that the term that we had thrown around last year?
Yes, yes. They manage the vibe,
Yeah. And
which
so,
is a very nuanced role, but very important.
yeah, totally. So, yeah, if you have a crew leader who's like, all right, everybody, pick up a shovel, let's go. That's going to set a slightly different tone than like, meet one another first so that we don't feel uncomfortable about asking each other for help later. So yeah, that's a lot of the stuff we'll cover during the Wild Wings University training, but really wanting crew leaders to help cultivate that inclusive and empowered team and being the point person for anyone who is on their crew. Familiarity with the project area is helpful, but it's not a required thing. We do different stuff on pretty much every project, so there will not be a point when you have learned all of restoration. It's just a thing, yeah, we will cover leading up to each project that you sign up for and making sure that you have the uh, information and equipment to help teach others. Commitment for these, you are attending a crew leader orientation, which depending on the complexity of the project might be just the morning of the project, maybe like a half hour, hour before. It might be on Zoom like the week leading up to the project. It's a great thing that came out of the everything going online is that we can get a project team together for a 1 hour meeting where some people are in Denver, others are in Fort Collins, others are in Longmont, and we're not all having to drive to some central location. So yeah, that's really, really helpful to just like get a feel for what's happening with the project. And then we try to debrief projects at the end while it's still fresh in our minds. Uh, and yeah, I wanted to see Mark Flower, who is on the call, as one of our instructors and also has been a crew leader for I'm not sure how many years, more than 10.
More than 10.
But yeah, do you have any insights, I guess, to add as far as the role of a crew leader on WRB projects?
Well, yeah. So I've done this a long time. Um, WRV has a dual mission, as Adam has mentioned, healing the land and building community. And they go hand in hand. We can't heal the land without our community of volunteers. And our volunteer leaders play a really special role in that. On any project, everyone is a volunteer except for one person, the WRV staff person on that project. And most volunteers don't interact with that staff person during the day. It's their crew leader who they interact with. And the crew, that's why the crew leaders are really the face of WRV, and they play a really special role in that community building as well as the work. What we always say, and you may hear this when you if you go through the training, that we have three things that we want to make sure happen on a project. First is safety. The crew leader is responsible for making sure their crew is safe. The second one is having a good time. People don't have a good time, they won't come back. And lastly, it's getting the work done. Those three are all important, but they really all go together, and making the crew leader's role in making sure that people are involved, they're having a good time, they feel a sense of accomplishment. It's a really important thing to do. Um, and as Adam said, uh, we have all different kind of roles. really like the crew leader role, but I have to say, for any of you who haven't signed up yet or you're not sure, we need tool managers and cooks too, really badly. Um, that tool manager role is really important, helping without a tool manager, there's all this extra work the staff member has to do for a project. Having a tool manager really helps. And cooks, if any of you, if you've been on an overnight project, you know the great food we have on those projects. Cooks play a really big role in that. So I encourage people to look at those roles as well.
Yep. Yeah, you're one step ahead of me because I'll be getting to those ones as well. But yeah, as far as the crew leaders, if you train as like a crew leader in trails, it doesn't mean that you're not allowed to crew lead on other projects. We would just be providing you like a mentor who is well versed in that before we would be sending someone off on their own. So we would not ever expect like, hey, you taught people how to collect seeds on that last one. This project, you're going to teach people how to build a trail. We recognize that those are different skill sets, and so yeah, there is cross training available. And during the weekend of April 26th, 27th, we're only able to train as a crew leader in trails, restoration, cook, or tool manager. But yeah, there's a capacity to be able to be involved in others as well.
One note, just because there was a question in the chat, was the 25th to 26th. It's Saturday, Sunday.
Well,
Yeah.
I was
It's
so
okay.
close.
So close.
This is what happens when I don't have somebody check me.
There's so many dates.
Yeah, the Saturday, Sunday. We're not gonna expect anyone to take a Monday off to do all day training with us. Um, yeah, let's if we can advance that. All right. So I wanted to I'm just going to put up a couple of bullet points related to crew leader of youth, which is a thing that is available to anyone who has already trained and graduated as a crew leader and is interested in helping out with our youth programs. And so, Kevin, if you are on, if you could hop on and maybe give us a little bit of why would anyone want to do that?
Yeah, thanks. Hey all, my name is Kevin, he, him. I manage youth programming here at Wildlands Restoration Volunteers. And so yeah, just briefly, in addition to like our all ages family friendly projects that you'll see on the calendar when you go to sign up for stuff, we also do youth specific programming. So we um, and that looks like a couple different things. We partner with a number of different youth groups and schools who we maintain relationships with and kind of do, um, one time or like once a year projects with, kind of on an annual basis. So those tend to be, half days, single days. Um, Doing, yeah, a pretty wide variety of things. Um, and then we also run our own kind of in-house youth leadership programming. So, for all of those types of projects, we look for trained WRV crew leaders to help us out who are excited about mentoring, inspiring, motivating, working with young people. So, this role is again open to anybody who is an active crew leader. Um, and basically, the role is pretty similar to a crew leader on any project. We want you to facilitate a safe and welcoming space for youth coming to these activities, help them with the technical aspect of the project, and make sure they're having a positive experience. Um, yeah, so as I said, as I was kind of describing the couple of kind of needs we have or opportunities we have, so these in general are not public projects that you will see on the calendar. Um, so these tend to be projects, like as I said, with specific youth groups or specific schools. So you won't find them on the calendar for sign up for just any volunteer or any volunteer leader. The way to get involved is to um, kind of officially become a crew leader of youth. We're gonna basically, in addition to your crew leader training and mentorship, we'll do a really brief onboarding here this spring, where basically we'll review policies and procedures specific to working with teenagers and spend a little time just, yeah, talking about special considerations for working with teens. Um, and then from there, yeah, you'll work with myself and with Anna to get signed up for projects. Typically, those one-time single-day projects with like schools or youth groups, those tend to be weekdays, just to kind of be upfront about what these opportunities look like. Those will be weekdays kind of throughout the year, spring, summer, fall. Um, and then we're also, a big need we have is for people who are interested in leading and mentoring on an ongoing basis throughout the school year, youth in one of our two youth leadership programs. Those both meet on Saturdays during the school year, um, and that is an ongoing commitment. So that, you know, youth can build a relationship with you and all that good stuff. So yeah, I would just say there are, yeah, whatever your level of like interest and availability, there's some great ways to get involved, connect with the next generation of land stewards. Um, and I mean, I can say from doing this for a long time, you know, working with high schoolers is super fun, super rewarding, hilarious, and I mean, never ceases to, you know, inspire me to keep doing what I do. So I would highly recommend it to anybody who has any interest. Please reach out, get more information, come to our orientation in May. It'll be a quick and easy one, and you'll be able to learn a lot more there as well. Um, and yeah, I unfortunately have to hop off here in a little bit. So if you do have any additional questions, please just reach out by email there.
Yeah, so we got Kevin's email on there. Anna is also youth and families program manager. So yeah, that training will happen after the Wildlands University. It is like, I think it's a 2 hour, is it going to be hybrid that you're doing it? So in person
Yeah,
here in
yeah,
Longmont, but also could join online.
yep.
And the
Cool.
Saturday meetings are in Longmont.
Those will be, so those are in the field. So we have a program that runs in Lafayette that meets 3 Saturdays every month during the school year. So that ends up being 24 Saturdays every school year. And then the youth leadership program uh, that I manage meets once a month during the school year, so one Saturday per month. And those meetings are always at different field sites around kind of the Boulder, Denver, Longmont area, doing a variety of different stewardship projects with different partners.
Cool. Any other questions for Kevin before he signs off? All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Kevin, for joining. And yeah, and for putting this together. I think anything we can do to get people involved. I phrased the question of why would anyone want to do this? I also work with youth. But I just wanted to give you an open floor to sell it. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, other volunteer leader roles. We have tool managers, which Mark had mentioned earlier, is a definitely a need that we have. So tool managers are part of the project team helping to actually make sure that we get all of the right tools there and that we're bringing enough things because I don't know how many times I've been the staff lead and everyone's like, where's the rakes? Oh, I didn't have a tool manager, so I forgot. Uh, but tool manager is definitely making sure we have everything that we need. They are helping out kind of before the project and after the project with loading tools, and if it's an overnight, also the kitchen gear, and really just helping to make sure that every team, every crew is like well equipped to be doing stuff. So we have 5 different crews working on different things, and this crew needs more pickmatics. This crew needs more shovels. The tool manager may be pulling more stuff out of the truck or shuffling it from one crew to the other based on what we have. And so they are working closely with the staff lead, or the whistle is the acronym we'll use for those. Familiar with tool use is great, but it's not required. It's definitely a thing that we can orient anybody to. Cook team, I don't know how it was possible, Eric, but I managed to have 3 pictures of the cook team and you're not in any of them.
Well, then it's good I included one with my picture.
Yeah. So yeah, I wanted Eric is one of our regular cooks, was our cook of the year 2 or 3 years ago. And we have cooks helping out on overnight projects with cooking breakfast and dinner. And then we also have these cooks in the kitchen events, which Eric can share as well. He's often at those too. And you don't need to take training for those particular events. But yeah, Eric, I will let you, so I don't just.
To be clear, no training for the cooks in the kitchen, but for the
Correct.
field cooks, you do have to have a training.
Yes. Yes, thank you.
Okay, well, welcome everybody. I'm sorry I'm seeing those of you that are in the office virtually. My name's Eric Smith, he, him. I have been a cook for a few years now, working with Jeffrey, doing the cook team stuff, and I'm really excited about it. Getting more cooks involved because we certainly do need them. That picture, by the way, of me up there was my very first overnight project. It was also the longest project that WRV has done, well, since that time. It was in Craig. It was 4 nights, 5 days. So I had a lot of cooking experience by the time I was done with it. And that's the great thing. I had a mentor too. So when you go to do your first overnight, you hopefully will either have Jeffrey or myself or some other cook on our cook team that will mentor you and be there so that you can get up to speed. But we'd love to have you join us. It's a lot of fun. The great thing is you get to cook in the morning for breakfast, have the day off, and then cook in the evening. You can get a lot of volunteers from crew leaders and crew members to help you clean up the kitchen and do all kinds of stuff. So, we try to tell people don't be afraid to ask for help because people are always willing to give you help because really the cooks are the rock stars. I mean, I say that humbly, but people love the food when they've been working all day and they come back and they have good food. And so if you got any questions, let me know. Go ahead and put it in the chat. I'll let Jeffrey jump in since he is the man who runs the whole program. And take it away, Jeffrey.
Hey, thanks, Eric. I think you did a great job covering everything folks need to know about the cook team for now. And Adam, thank you for the summary of the tool manager training. By way of introduction, my name is Jeffrey. I use he, him pronouns. I am the Basecamp program manager for WRV, which means if it involves a tool, a truck, or food, it kind of falls under my program's umbrella. So I really look forward to meeting some of you. I know we've had a few signups for cooks and tool managers already. I'm really excited. These trainings, the cook and tool manager trainings for Wildlands U, some of you may have noticed, will run concurrently. That's because the cooks and tool managers work really closely together. yeah, it's a fun gig. I think Eric and Adam cover everything else. Please feel free to reach out with any questions, and otherwise, I look forward to meeting some of y'all.
And just one thing to put out there, just to make it sound even better. The thing you heard earlier about the cooks in the kitchen, those are projects, you'll see them listed here, coming up, and you can sign up for it, that are during the weeks on May, June, July, and August, and at the end of the month to make all the food for the next month. What you see a lot of the cooks doing here is a lot of reheating. They aren't doing a lot of food prep in the backcountry or where they're doing the projects. So we try to make it very easy for you. We also try to make it very tasty for the volunteers and everybody else. So just know that, that Cooks in the Kitchen is a great way to help us out in terms of getting all the meals and food ready so that the cooks have an easier time cooking things when they're out on the projects. So hope to see you all out there.
Yeah, it's a good vibe. Also, I put this in the chat, but I want to say out loud, the training fees for Wildlands Youth for cooks and tool managers is being waived this year. So any of y'all who are interested in signing up won't have to pay a training fee. Thanks.
Cool. Yeah, and the Cooks in the Kitchen events, like they said, will be when they're on the calendar. It'll look like Tuesday through Thursday. We're not having people camp out here helping out with food. It is just you can sign up for one or more than one of those days, anywhere between 10 and 2. So the details will all be there. But yeah, that has been super helpful in making it possible to feed everyone who's coming on the overnights. Wanted to cover a couple other roles real quick because they are people you may work with if you're doing a volunteer leader role. So technical advisors is a training we offer every other year. So we had it last year, we'll have it again next year. But it is one that we require people to have crew leader experience with restoration or trial work. So if that's a thing you're interested in, that's a thing to keep in mind for this next year. It is definitely very involved leading up to the project, figuring out the work plan, writing up technical notes, basically helping teach the crew leaders how and why we're doing what we're doing. And so they're often like helping lead those crew leader orientation meetings as well. So yeah, if that is of interest, like I said, next training will be next year. But yeah, crew lead with us this year if that's of interest. And if you get to work with a technical advisor, you are very lucky. Same thing with a project leader. I picked this excellent photo of our project leader, Mark, pointing at what looks like just a leaf floating in the sky, because that made me giggle.
And wearing an Entropy t-shirt, which chef's kiss.
So project leaders, much like technical advisors, requires prior experience being involved in WRV projects to just understand how the project team works together. They are helping out with a lot of the project planning and logistics and are really making it so that the staff person who you may see sometimes trying to do 10 things at once is not doing that. Like they can be actually the point person that is the liaison kind of between the staff and the leader team and checking in with everybody. There is a lot of time commitment before projects for them. They're helping out with going on site visits and figuring out like how everything is going to work for the project. So a lot of collaborating with the staff. Again, that training happens. We do PL and TA because we love acronyms at WRV. We do the PL and TA training every other year. So next year, if you're interested in either of those, keep an eye out. But for this year, because that is going to be more pertinent, as I said, April 12th, Building a Welcoming WRV is open to everyone, whether or not you're training as a volunteer leader. So there are still spots available for that. It is another one we're going to be doing hybrid. So there will be a group in person, which is really, I think, great because when we'll have like breakout discussions, you can actually talk to other people. We'll have those who are online, like getting put into meeting rooms and all of that. yeah, just trying to meet everyone's availability as much as we can. With that, also that weekend, April 11th and 12th, Kevin, who was talking earlier, also leads our Wildlands University in Spanish. And so that is specifically for crew leaders who are fluent in Spanish. We have been increasing the amount of Spanish-speaking volunteers that we're engaging, especially through our youth and families projects. We're working on expanding that throughout our programming. So yeah, that is up online as well. But the main, yeah, crew leader training, which will be in English, will be April 25th and 26th. I got it right here. Yeah, nailed it. All right. Crew leader of youth orientation, like I mentioned, that same week will be the project photographer with yours truly. And then other like skilled trainings, we have one on wet meadow restoration structures. That I listed 2 dates there. So there's going to be an online session May 21st, and then June 5th will actually be the in the field training. So if you have heard of Z-dike structures or seen any of our like sage grouse or wet meadow restoration projects, they basically use huge rocks to change the flow of water. It's super cool. May 30th and 31st is when our crosscut saw certification training will be happening. There is some pre-work that's required for that. Nate is the point person. If you are curious about that training, connect with Nate. Again, that one is up on the site. And June 13th is for beaver mimicry structures. So this is specifically for people who are leaders and trainees. So if you do Wildlands U this in April, you're definitely eligible for this, but it's also open to existing crew leaders. It's basically learning how to teach other people to build like beavers in the water. There are yeah, great pictures from last year's training in Campbell Valley. But it's a lot of fun to just, yeah, see adults getting in waders and playing in the water. And June 24th, I had mentioned having tough conversations is going to be I think it's like 1.5 hour session, but done hybrid. And there'll be, yeah, additional practice opportunities if you attend the Wildlands Zoo training and you feel like you don't really have a grasp on like, the person just said something really offensive. We work on trying to like help people get past that to say something. Also, I mentioned chainsaw certification. We have 2 different ones of those scheduled. So May 14th through 17th and August 20th through 23rd, specifically S212, which is for yeah, cutting in like national forest.
Yeah, federal.
Federal lands, yeah. And L, our forests and rivers project manager, is the point person for that one. And then also, just because I feel like it's important that people know we have a llama handler training, please do highly recommend, again, if you go on our Flickr page, we have training pictures from like every training and project that we've done. The llama handler training last year, Kaylee got so many good photos of it. So it's really a great representation of watching people learn how to interact with llamas.
They fall stuff for us. Why do we? Okay.
Yeah, yes. So why do we have a llama handler training? Valid question. Besides the fun, there are backcountry projects where they will be helping us carry in tools and food and all of our gear. And so some of our backcountry trails projects, as well as our crosscut saw projects, will be doing that as well. And I didn't put Anne Marie, do you want to right my wrong?
So we also have, just because you needed another training to be offered. There's a seed crew leader training on June 20th. And as we said, that's a 1-day training. If you're already a crew leader or you took crew leader training. It's a very different vibe, I'll say, and you just skip the introductions. The introductory session online beforehand. So it's only a 1 day commitment. It's a field training. It's helpful if you want to work on a lot of the weed and seed projects, but maybe not go for the eco resto or the trails trainings. Or if that doesn't work out for your calendar this year, this is a great way to dive in and kind of dip your toes into crew leadership. And that is also on the calendar.
And then another one we'll add in the fall is we do advanced rock work skills. So learning how to do rigging and moving rocks with pulleys. So yeah, we do a lot of cool things. Why would you want to become a leader with WRV? Hopefully you're not asking this at this point. But if you are, I put in some cool animations to help persuade you. So I put choose your own venture because really, yeah, you can kind of choose what direction you want to go. If you do the crew leader training, we're not like, okay, you need to do one project a month or something like that. We just ask that if you are signed up for something that you are showing up because as Mark had mentioned earlier, we have one staff member on these projects. It is very much reliant on our volunteer leaders to make that a good experience for everybody. So yeah, a lot of different trainings. And also helping our community grow and heal more landscapes. Like I said, we are doing over 200 projects a year at this point. Ideally, the majority of those we want to have crew leaders. Every overnight, we want help with cooking. Any project that has a bunch of tools, we want help with tool managers. So yeah, the more people we have involved, the more we can do. And as you will notice, if you pay attention to our calendar, we tend to add things throughout the year also. And so even though we're going to be putting up over 100 things tomorrow for registration, we will continue sending out emails announcing any new projects that might get added throughout the year, which is how we get up to the 200. Yeah, it's a really great way to build skills and get certifications. I know a few people mentioned like studying something similar to this in school. I'm a volunteering nerd. I started doing it in middle school. I haven't stopped since. I think it's just a great way to be able to learn some things. We very much value learning throughout WRV. And so if you train to be a leader, you're going to get certified through the Outdoor Stewardship Institute or OSI, which is recognized by all other restoration groups in Colorado. And yeah, if you do the Sawyer trainings, those also come with certifications as well. And another great thing, it can give you a way to get on a popular project. I will say that like last year, maybe a good example, Summit Lake, very popular project, fills up quickly. We were trying to find crew leaders after the entire project was full because we don't want to have 60 people out there and only one person helping explain how planting works there. So yeah, it can be a very helpful way to help us, for you to get on a project that is otherwise waitlisted. Okay, we did it. Excellent. We have a few minutes. I wanted to see what questions people have, and I want to stop sharing this so that I can actually see others as well. Excellent. But yeah, does anyone have any questions? We just through so much at y'all. I don't know if there was anything that popped up in the chat because I haven't looked at it. I don't know.
I've been answering questions in the chat.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
You're welcome.
You have multiple skills that apply towards a lot of them. I mean, like seriously, I've done a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, so I would say if you have done a lot, pick one spot to start. Yeah, and then like kind of get familiar with that. In a year, we definitely have people like we have some folks who have done training 2-3 years in a row with us because like they trained as a crew leader one year, they wanted to train as a technical advisor, they wanted to go and train as a cook. And so because all those trainings are happening kind of like in that same weekend, I'd say pick the one that you think might best align with your interests and availability. I will say for someone who's training on the cook team, those are people that we specifically need on our weekend overnight projects. So if you're never available on the weekends, probably not a good fit to be training for that. We do have a lot of weekend projects, but we also have weekday projects as well. Crew leaders are, like I said, on pretty much every single project. We have photographer spots on a lot of projects as well. And so if that's a thing that's of interest to you, yeah, pictures turn out so much better when we have somebody actually focused on that instead of me with an alarm going off in my pocket to remind me to take pictures. So yeah,
I had a question online, Adam, that I think is relevant, and maybe more than one other person has this question. So the question was about the differences between trails and restoration crew leader trainings, and whether or not you can, do one type of project if you've had the crew leader training for the other type of project. And so the answer is emphatically yes. If you say you sign up for a crew leader in trails and you take the crew leader in trails training, you can absolutely sign up for eco resto projects as a crew leader and vice versa. One of the main reasons for this is that although there's a technical element to the Wildlands U weekend, the training weekend, when you sign up, the majority of your technical experience is going to come from being mentored in the field by an experienced crew leader, right? So that first year after you've signed up, or that first several projects, or however long you feel comfortable, you'll be sort of being mentored and accumulating all of these technical skills as a crew leader, and you can do both. You can accrue knowledge in both EcoResto and trails. A lot of some folks like to specialize in different types of trail projects or different types of EcoResto projects. That's all fair game. But the short answer is yes, you can do both. The main difference between trails and restoration, I guess, like on the weekend of, everybody gets the same base for leadership training. So the OSI manual covers all of the what used to be called soft skills. Not a favorite term of mine because I don't think there's anything soft about them. But everybody gets the same basis, and then there are some technical differences in the training. The trails folks will learn how to carve a critical edge and make a back slope and do some rock work. The Eco Resto folks will focus more on planting and erosion control and harvesting plants and things like that.
Yeah, and I will say too, I did mention that like the crew leader in restoration is full, but please do, if you're interested, sign up on the waitlist for that. If you're interested in the trails one as well, that we still have a number of spots open for that. But yeah, I think another just helpful thing for folks to know is that myself and Anne Marie here will likely be emailing, calling, texting people if you've signed up for a training and we have not seen if you have paid the training fee, just because that is a lot of logistics for us to keep track of. And yeah, we just want to make sure folks are also attending the Building a Welcoming WRV session too. So yeah, we'll be following up with people starting later this week. So just mentioning that now. So if you are trying to figure things out, or you might need to wait, you can just send a message to me and give us a heads up so we're not bugging you.
And then one thing as well, I would say on all WRV projects, especially for folks that are new, many of you who have been with us for a while know this, but if you really want to go to something, just sign up on the wait list and then reply to whoever the staff person is that you get the email from and be like, hey, I really want to come. I'll pay my training fee. I really want to come. I really want to do this. And like we often will move people around, or if we know that you're really interested, if somebody else drops out, then we can pull you in. So there will be more space. There's always a lot of turnover in that wait list when Adam and I start calling folks. Some people have no idea what crew leader training is. They thought it was just like our first project of the year and they were excited. And then also if you end up doing crew leader training and you're not ready yet, that's okay. Everyone mentors at a different pace. So your crew leader training isn't the end. Then after that crew leader training, you go to your first or second or third project, you get matched with another crew leader who helps to guide you through. You discuss what you're going to teach, what they're going to teach, if you just want to watch for a little while. So it's completely fine if you really want to go. You can't get into Eco Resto. You can crew lead in trails, take that training, and then you can just mentor on an ecological restoration project. Planting a tree is not rocket science. We can get you to figure it out. And then if you can't make the April 12th building an inclusive community training, go ahead and sign up anyway. And then in the directions it says, hey, just reach out and let us know if you can't make it. And then we have a package where we send you a recording to watch and a set of self-guided questions. So if you can't make that additional required unit, it's okay. You can still train.
Yeah, but it is definitely, we cover things that will build upon with April 25th, 26th training. So
Yeah.
if you're not physically there the 12th, just making sure to watch that and so you're up to speed.
Yeah. And then I have one more question about names. Because I have one person named I've had 9 and I haven't met you yet, and I wanted to check you off on the list. So I was wondering what your name was. And then also, oh, okay. Oh, that's what you said. Okay, wonderful. And then I also had the initials D and E. And I didn't know who that was, if they're still with us. Yes. Capital D, capital E. And you can type it in the chat too if you want. Thank you.
It is our executive.
Uh-huh.
Oh, nice. Love it. Sorry.
Excellent. All right, cool. Well, yeah, we are right at time. So thank you all for participating. I think